The long term is so important, man. A lot of y'all work out a couple months and then y'all start slacking off, man. Make it a lifestyle. Make it a lifestyle. Work on that mobility on a weekly basis. Work on that stretching. It's super important. Work on that recovery. And you won't be happy that you did, man. My dad always tells me, don't get old, Cole. Don't get old. He always be telling me that. But it's not about the age. It's about how you treated your body for all them years. Because I done seen dudes 60, 70, 80 years old that still feel good, still move good. Well, I done see dudes in their 20s, 30s, their body's already messed up. Hell, my hip already be giving me pain because this hamstring, my pelvic floor is already messed up. It's not all about the age. It's about how you treat your body through them years. So take the recovery serious. Take working out serious. But don't think you got to just go balls to the wall all the time, be putting into things and rushing stuff. So I'm going to give y'all a little story time about me pulling my hamstring. And it's really been affecting me these past couple weeks. And I've talked in previous videos about me having issues with my pelvic floor. And I think the main cause of that is when I pulled my hamstring, right? Because the hamstring made my hips out of whack, and then the hips out of whack put more pressure on my pelvic floor to take on more of a burden than it should. So then it became really tight. That's what I think happened. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And I think a lot of guys do this. A lot of guys watch the David Goggins, or I was watching clips of Ronnie Coleman and they lifting heavy. So every time I went to the gym with my friends, it was like, bump all that stretching stuff. Let's go and lift a heavy weight. Let's get after it. We really hustling. We really getting after it. But that's the issue with today's society, right? And social media, they show you the highlights. They show you the flash, the exciting part. But they don't show you all the stretching. They don't show you all the warm-ups all the time. And I've seen David Goggins before. He was talking about he stretched for an hour a day. He stretches for an hour a day, but that's not the type of stuff that's going to get reshared and pushed out. It's going to be him talking about running 100 miles and his knees bleeding and his ankles out of place and all this crazy shit. That's the stuff that's going to get shared. And then a lot of people are going to see that and they go like, oh, I need to go harder. I need to go harder. I need to go harder. And I get it. There's a phase for that. There's a phase to go balls to the wall. But you got to go about it the right way, because if you just rush into it, you're going to get hurt. And that's what happened to me in high school. So my senior year, I was running track. I ran a 400 and a 200. And before that, I was running the 100 and the 200. And then my coach, he was like, pretty much like, your 100 time isn't good. I know you want to run track in college, so let's put you on the 400 and see how you do. Every meet, my time was dropping. Every meet. But, and I would go home, I was running all the time consistently, just really getting after it. I'd run hills in my front yard, even during football season. Like, I was that kid that practice got canceled, I was still going to go to the track and run. Like, that's the type of shit I was on. But I was never stretching. I was never warming up. I was just always getting after it, because I was like, man, we ain't got time for that shit. Let's get it. That's like, was my mindset, like that hustle, no sleep type mindset. And that shit's cool, but that shit, too much of it's a bad thing and you're going to get hurt, bro. So that's how I was, man. I was always just running, pounding away. And then one time at track practice, it was like a couple weeks before Regents. You know, I had a couple colleges looking at me. So shit was looking good because my time kept dropping. Okay, this shit gonna work out. I'm gonna give me a little scholarship and we gonna be cool. One day I practiced. We pretty much done. And I had a lot of really goofy people on my track team, dog. People talk shit and play around. Like, this wasn't a really serious track team. And the people kept talking. And then the track coach, he like, you know what, we gonna run another 100. And then we line up. This dude named Jay Frank. This dude still owe me $20. That's one thing. I don't respect people that don't pay their money. And I understand. I kind of understand why he didn't pay me, but I feel like you should always pay what you owe, bro. If you owe somebody money, pay that damn money. Long story short, I'm not trying to get too off topic, but he owed me $20 because I bet, y'all gonna be like, damn, Cole, you fucked up. I bet money against the football team I used to play for, because pretty much I got screwed over, bro. People went through my locker and shit like that. And then I was pretty much like, screw y'all gonna lose anyway. And he like, put some money on it. I'm like, well, how much you want to bet? As much money as you got, I will bet. He bet $20 and they lost. Like I said, they were gonna lose. And then he never paid me up. So he was just yapping at the gum. So I was just like, bro, I'm finna dust this man in track practice. He want to talk, I'm going to dust him. You know, he one of them dudes that likes to talk. I like to talk shit too, but he really like to talk shit. Like, to the point it just get annoying. Like, bro, just stop talking. But anyway, so he like, Cole, I'm going to dust you, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to take your spot in the 4x1, A team. I'm on B team right now, but I'm going to be on A team. I'm going to take your spot. I said, okay, let me dust it, man. I'll take a couple steps. And it just didn't feel right. I think I took too long of a step, and I just felt a pop. It's like a band just snapped. And I'm like, ooh. Everybody like, oh, you okay? You okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm like limping around right below my butt cheek, man. It just popped. I go to the, I forget what it's called it. You know, where players go to like recover and take the ice baths and stuff like that. So I go in there, and he pretty much told me like I pulled my hamstring, gave me ice, gave me crutches. Said that it usually takes a couple months to recover from. And I'm like, okay, damn. So then I go to a physical therapist. She's working with me. And I thought I got better. And I was stretching every day, doing everything she told me to. And I kept trying to come back. And I kept pulling. I pulled it like 2 or 3 more times. And then after that, like my hamstring just messed up, bro. You know, because I kept trying to rush it. I kept like, oh, I need to get to region. I'm trying to make it to state this year. Because the year before that, I was supposed to run in state. Our relay team, but we got disqualified because the dude got caught with weed. So I didn't get to run my junior year at state because my team got disqualified. So I'm just like, damn. So I'm like, senior year, this is supposed to be the year. That's what I kept telling myself. So I was just like going super hard and everything, bro. So I'm like, I'm gonna bounce back. And I kept rushing it, bro. And I'll tell y'all that story because if I just waited it out and let it heal, I would have been way better off. You know, we see all this stuff online. We see the NFL players and all these dudes get a crazy injury and come back in a couple weeks. They can do that because they have all these drugs. They got technology that you don't have access to as a regular guy. A lot of these guys are juicing. They can bounce back differently. You know? And that's what I failed to realize. I'm like, oh, Cause this is how I used to look at shit. I'm like, Julio Jones bounced back this many times. Let me go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Cause you know I watch the Falcons, so that's how I used to think. I'm like, Julio Jones be playing hurt, bump it. If my hamstring's still a little hurt, I can still go out there and run, and still get top 3s, top 4. I can do that. Like that's how I was feeling in the moment, bro. But I tell y'all that stuff to say, man, slow down sometimes. If you new to the gym, don't be trying to go in the weight room and lift the heaviest weight trying to impress people. Really, you shouldn't care about what anybody thinks about you, dog. You might have to go in there and lift the weight the girls lifting. That's okay. That's a starting point. You know, it might humble you a little bit, but that's okay, bro. Stop thinking you got to go in there and lift these crazy heavy weights. And that's how my high school football team was. Like, you go in the weight room and everybody trying to lift heavy. Everybody lifting way heavier than what they should. On max day, people trying to bounce the weight off their chest, like just doing bullshit, bro. That's not the way to be because you're going to get hurt. You're going to run into an injury, bro. And I told y'all, like, this hamstring injury, I thought I was good with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, this happened a couple of years ago. But then I started thinking about, why is my hip hurting? Where did this tight pelvic floor come from? And then I'm connecting the dots. I say, oh, it's because of my hamstring. And now I'm sitting a lot. So on top of that, when you sit a lot, your hamstrings are going to get tight. So that made it all worse, man. So pay attention to your body, man. Don't take your body for granted, man. And it's important to go hard. It's important to push yourself. But don't rush into pushing yourself and not warming up your body. Not stretching your body. It's important to take that recover process serious. Maybe do some cold plunge. Maybe hit that sauna every now and then. That's going to be good for you. Make sure your diet's on point. And that's why a lot of these guys, these professional athletes can recover so quick because they got the best technology. They got people giving them massages. They got everything. That's their main focus. That's all they're doing. But when you're a regular guy going to work, you got all this other stuff going on, you're not going to be able to bounce back like these other guys. So take your health serious, man, because these Olympiads and all these different guys, they on the juice, bro. And the regular guy, you don't need to be on the juice. You don't need to start taking SARMs and all this other crap because that's not going to be best for you long term. If you look at Ronnie Coleman is beat up. Now, he said he doesn't have any regrets, but, dog, this man looks like a raisin. Like, Ronnie Coleman is the GOAT, but this dude looks like a straight up raisin, bro. Do you want to end up like Ronnie Coleman? Like, don't be trying to go balls to the wall. And if we're talking about attracting women, most of these women aren't super attracted to the super jack look anyway. They like the nice physique. They like when they can look at you and tell that you work out. But you don't have to be no Ronnie Coleman. You don't have to be no bodybuilder. They just have to be able to look at you. They like that swimmer physique. You know, a lot of these physiques of these UFC fighters, that's the type of physique she's attracted to, where you can tell he works out, but he's not all stiff. And that's how I was, dog. I was so into just pushing the weight. It made me stiff. A lot of activities I do, I'm like, damn, why I'm so tight? Why I'm so tight? Even running track, oh, they like, bro, you run so tight. It's because I was lifting this weight. I was never stretching. I wasn't working on mobility. So focus on your mobility. Make sure you stretch and take that recovery seriously. Because it's not just about being swole and looking good. I know we talk about looking good. We talk about the body game. But you got to be good, bro. It's cool to look good, but you got to be good. You want to be around for your kids and your grandchildren and be able to move in old age. And we know these food that they give us in America is already poisoning us. You're already at a disadvantage. You know, so really focus on mobility, stretching, all this stuff, man. This has been my main focus for the past couple weeks, man, because I've been having pain because my hamstring's messed up, and it's still messed up, you know. And I thought it was gone, but all that pain is going to go from your hip. You know, a lot of time when people have super tight hips, now you got pain in your knees, or you might have pain in your ankles. You know, it's all linked together. So that's why it's so important to take care of your body, man, because if you look good but you don't feel good, that shit doesn't matter, right? It's just like if you got a whole bunch of money but your health is shit, it doesn't matter. We trying to live a good life, be well-rounded. But that's all I got for y'all today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and comment what y'all want to see next. Catch y'all boys in the next one.